Hello and welcome to the Crypto Day Morning. Today's date, Friday, the 5th day of October 2018. My name is Derek. All bets, trades, and of the like within one's own risk and reward. So within the 3-day term time frame, of course, I've been talking about lower highs matching lows around 6,100, 6,000 as the area of support and several lower highs. And just recently, we can see now that this is period like eight. There's eight of them in a row as to staying within this 18 average band, showing indecisiveness. Okay, how's the next move going to be? You break out above the highs, you're looking to set up a bull market. If you fall below the 18 lows, well, then it's going to be another 6,000 test, and if failing that, of course, we'll talk about that 3,000 figure. But until then, it's basically just that. And daily term time frame, same thing. We got about 7, 8 periods just sticking in there. In fact, if you want to go back to September 25th, that's like 9, 10 periods just staying within this 18 average, barely rising, but for what it's worth, on a flat basis. 400-minute term time frame does have several periods staying within the 18 average of highs, and even if it does make a move up to about 66, 6,700, that would still do nothing in resolving the indecisiveness that this market has. Now, as far as the coin market cap is concerned, when we look at the current figures, we can see it's not really moving much. I've made 2 trades in the last like 2.5 days. And from this level where we are at now, barely moving, not much going on in here. Decently above this low, of course, well below this high, and then highs from before this point as well. And within this, again, just like within like the 18 averages I show, getting above it, you're in this level of this range here. So until it breaks it, it's very neutral. And of course, as we see, I'm just going to remove the drawings, that the overall movement that has been going on here is very, very light right now, going sideways, not doing much. Examples is looking at stuff like DGB. It's just doing like nothing within this 18. Many other alts sharing the exact same thing. This is Ethereum against the cross of Bitcoin, sticking within the band itself. As well, self key, same thing, just staying within the band. The example I used yesterday was Tron, and it just happened to have a decent breakout maybe 10 minutes after I reported on it. As we can see on the single hour time frame, that this move, and it's holding it well, and some other interesting coins to finish this video off. Next up, PivX having this interesting rally, and now it's been hanging in there, but this is a spot where you want to see. You break it, and then you come back to the area. You're basically showing strength within the 18 average of highs, or another way of putting it, it hasn't retraced. It still can, down to lower levels, but it really has to hold. When it makes a break, the level of resistance that it broke out from is what I want to see these codes hold as it takes it out convincingly. Then we have Dent, and well, I guess this one also is staying within the 18 average, but the 2 trades that I did make, first was Decred at the 635 handle. Right now it's in at 626, spending many of those days within this band. And then having a decent sized rally. When these things go, they go fast. This was continuous because it left this band at noon yesterday and completing its topping formation at the 9 p.m. hour. So now it's been correcting just a little bit. We'll see how well this holds, because like I've mentioned, when it breaks it, now you want to have it hold the key resistance. We can see it around the 598 handle, so a small break below 600 is what I want to see this hold. And the final trade that I made was at the 1139 handle, selling Cyber Miles, which has been doing very well, holding amongst this 18 average. Had an interesting break on September 29th, came back to that 18 average of highs, and has now broke out above on yesterday's session. So can it continue to hold this 18 average? We'll see how well the 18 average of highs. I'd be looking for an area of support. Pretty much the 18 average of close is not shown. which is in the middle-ish of these charts, maybe a little bit closer to the highs because when closing prices, like it did yesterday, finish near the highs, and as they did on these days as well, you'd notice that the it'd be closer to the 18 average of highs. But that's what I'd be looking for any key levels of support. But overall, with the market being as boring and neutral as it is, any little bias that I can find is showing more bullishness than it is bearishness at this point. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.